and thank you for watching The Righteous Kitchen, a cooking and baking blog found at www.therighteouskitchen.blogspot.com. Today I am hosting a birthday party for my daughter. It's a surprise birthday party, and I thought I would take a moment and show you how to make my recipe that's been in the family for 5 generations for home churned vanilla ice cream. Now I have all of my ingredients measured, and then I have the milk jug. I'm going to save that because I'm going to return the base to this and then chill it. You want to have that ready with the funnel and then mark ice cream on that so that nobody will mistake it for milk. Alright, so before we begin this recipe, I have these eggs. There's 6 eggs and they're in a bowl of water. Let me move that a little bit so you can see. I have 6 eggs here, just in a bowl of water with a splash of bleach. And I do that to clean the eggshells because when you crack them, that's going to heighten your risk of salmonella. So what I do is crack them one by one and then put them right into the mixing bowl. Now you have 2 options on this ice cream. And then this is why I go to take this extra step in here. You can chill it right in the freezer without cooking the base. Hence, we're cleaning these eggshells. Or you can cook the base. If you cook the base, you don't really need to do this, but I want to give you 2 different routes to go. All right, so we've got our eggshells. I'm gonna wipe this up really quick. Well, I still have that bleach water. I just wipe down the counter. And let me return the mixer. Okay, so we've got our eggs in the mixer. Now I'm going to add the sugar. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to beat the eggs and the sugar till it comes a light pale yellow. This is another great safety thing so you don't get salmonella, is to beat these to the pale yellow stage, and it's almost the equivalent as cooking the eggs. So we've made sure that we've bleached the eggshells, and now we're taking this second step to make sure that the eggs are safe to consume if we didn't want to cook the base. All right, so start out slow and then just let it go on high. It's probably going to take 5 minutes or so until it gets a nice pale yellow, and I'll come back and show you what that looks like. Okay, this has been whipping for 5 minutes. It's really nice and thick and pale yellow. And what I like about this is it's given us a nice thick base, which we want for ice cream, and it's incorporated a little bit of air for us. So it's going to be very good. So what I'm going to do to this now is add in 1 can of evaporated milk. That's not the one with sugar in it. It's just the one that pours like milk. And then we're going to put in vanilla. And I have 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. So that's going in. And what I'm going to do is just stir this. Don't want to hit it on high because your bowl is full. So just stir that. And then increase the speed a little bit so everything is combined. At this point, let's look at this. Still nice and thick. Now, if I wasn't going to cook it, I would just add my milk. Finish whisking it by hand. I'm going to make sure everything is mixed in there very well. And then I would just go ahead and pour it into the container. That's if I didn't want to cook it. But I'm going to show you, cover all of our bases today. So this is the custard. And I'm going to go ahead and cook it. Just so that you'll have options. Now there was still some sugar that was on the side of the bowl here. So I'm going to get that and add a little bit of milk to it. Now you want to watch this as you're cooking it. You're going to want to keep it stirred. And what we're going to do, we're not going to bring this to a boil. We're just going to cook it to 170, 180 degrees. Just to where the coating will stick to the back of your spoon. But you want to make sure that you keep stirring the bottom of the pan because it'll stick. It's got all the sugar. And I like to use a spatula because it covers the bottom of the pan better than a whisk. Let me get the rest of this. Okay. So I have this on medium high, and you're not going to want to leave and do anything else. Just stay here with it until it heats up. All right, I will be back to show you when this is done. Okay, I have my base cooked now, and I want to show you on the back of this spoon what that would look like. That's that trick in home ec that they taught you where it cuts the back of the spoon and you put your finger through it. So it's staying There, so that is done. Now, I would do this over the stove in a big pot, but for demonstration purposes, I wanted everything here where you could get a good view of it. So I recommend that you strain this mixture. So I cleaned the bowl, the mixing bowl, and I now have a strainer there, so I'm just going to carefully pour this over the strainer. So cooking, it will be the foolproof method to risk anyone getting sick. But if you combine all of the techniques, you're going to have a really fabulous ice cream that you can enjoy and not have to worry about. Now see, straining that, I was able to get some egg particles out. So everything has been cooked up to temp, so it's good to go. At this point, you're going to want to refrigerate it. It's always nice if you could make this mix the night before, and then everything will chill in the refrigerator. So what I like to do is just put it into the gallon milk jug that's been labeled ice cream. And then that way nobody will get in there and drink this. You could drink it. It's a very sweet milk. But then you wouldn't have your ice cream. So just keep this in the refrigerator till it's completely chilled, and then I'll come back later and show you how we're gonna crank this. Okay, today we are going to use a 6-quart White Mountain electric maker. It's a good idea to always clean out your dasher and container before you start. And he's lining it up on a little knob there that sits on. Right there. And I will have recipes written out for the 4-quart and the 6-quart. So he's lining it right up there on that little knob that sticks out at the base. And then the lid is over there. And then everything gets lined up with the top of the cranker. So all these ice cream makers are about the same. You layer ice and rock salt. The more salt you use, the better it's going to freeze. And we always keep a big container of rock salt out on the back patio because we always make this ice cream. See how he's just layering? Right over the ice, and then he'll do that 2 or 3 times and build up the layer. Probably gonna have about 4 layers. Salt, or ice and then salt. All the way up to the top. So I'll come back when this gets going. Okay, so we've got it iced and salted, and it's turned on, it's just started. So as the ice melts, you'll just keep adding more ice and salt to it as it melts. This will probably take about 20 to 30 minutes for it to make ice cream. Then I'll come back towards the end. So this ice cream is just doing its own thing. There really is no looking in the container and checking on it while it's turning. You just wait until it's done. And I do believe that this machine will stop or get very sluggish when it's finished turning the ice cream. So just keep your salt and your ice handy and just fill it up as needed. And right now it is starting to get a little bit sluggish. So we're going to want to pay attention to that sound. And when it sounds like, we usually let it go when it sounds like it's really struggling. And then we'll take it off. Okay, so this model here actually stops when it's done making the ice cream. So let me reach over there and turn it off and I'll come right back. Okay, we always serve ours out of the kitchen sink. So he's putting a towel under there because it will drip and get water all over your floors. And it's very heavy. Just put it on the counter. Oh, no, he's going for it. Okay, so we have the sink cleaned out. Then we just set it here. That way everything's handy. You got counter space to work with. We have our bowls out, utensils out. And then what we do, let's kind of look in here. Now you want to be careful when you open this up. Brush all of the ice away and all of the salt away. Just get everything out of the way. And what we're going to do now is let this ice cream harden. Actually, it's pretty hard right now. Let me get a spoon. If it's softer, you can remove the dasher, but right now, it's beyond that. It would take a winch to get in there and lift that out. This is really good, like soft serve right now. Very good. It's nice and icy and thick and creamy. So you carefully want to put the lid back on. And let me come back. I got to grab some tin foil or something to cover this so that we don't get salt in it. So I will be right back. Okay, I want to show you how we pack this ice cream so that it can stay nice and hard and even thicken up some more. So I have a couple of generous sized pieces of foil. And I'm just going to fold them in half. And I'm just going to lay this right over the top of this lid and covering up where that sticks out so that no ice can get in there and no salt can get in there. So I have a little bit of ice left over from churning it. And I'm just going to fill it with ice now. And then I'm going to get some more of the rock salt that we were using to churn. And I'm just going to go over the top of it. And that is it. Well, I take that back. We always cover it because we want to keep it insulated. We want to keep all that ice nice and cold. So I have a couple of tea towels here. And then we just put the spoon over it. So now we have our serving spoon out when it's time to serve this up. Everything is nice and handy. This towel at the bottom of the ice cream maker is going to help us to protect our sink because this is heavy. So we've got, and it also helps to insulate it a little bit more. So they'll just serve the ice cream right out of the sink. And and then I have another little bit of, sometimes when you run out of ice, I have always ice in the freezer. You could just bust this up and use it. But I'm going to go ahead and just tuck it on the side of this and even help it to stay even more cold. And that's it. Our ice cream is churned and now it's just ripening. And we always get this made about 2 hours before the party so that that ice cream can get nice and thick. But there it is, all ready to go. And our bowls and utensils and napkins are out. And then we've got some more preparing to do for the party. But there you go, homemade ice cream. Thank you for watching. I'll post the link for the recipe. Is written out on my blog, so I'll post a link for that. Thank you. Have a great day.